How you guys doing? Uh, we're on Survivor season 42, episode 5. Let's get into it. It was an interesting episode. I think last time the person voted out, what was her name? Well, it doesn't matter, but what we can comment on, hold on a second. This guy, Roxroy, I believe his name is. I can't remember this one's name. Roxroy. He he voted to keep the person that was voted out, and everybody else voted her out because he's an idiot. And he even mentions it in this part right here. Eventually, he talks to them and he says, "I guess I just can't read social cues. I'm just not a good social player." Like, yeah, I've been saying that. This dude is, he's just in his own world. He just, things only exist the way he sees it. Just self-centered, just not, I don't know. I don't know how he functions day to day. So, so now their tribe is trying to do this whole harmonious thing. But I think the blonde girl, Tori, the one that he voted for, because he did that, now she wants to jump ship. She doesn't, she's going to play along like she's going to be a team player, but really she wants to jump ship and betray the whole team, which I don't know if that's going to work out very well, because before the merge, they're going to have tribe swaps. I don't think they watch Survivor, and you would know that when there's so many people left and there's 3 tribes at this point, they're going to swap them and make it 2 tribes. Or maybe they'll keep it as 3, but they'll eventually get down to 2 before they even do the merge. It's not going to work. Oh, yeah, this part. Jonathan. Oh, poor bastard. I feel his pain. He started out, being very cheerful and just happy to be in this tribe, but he was kind of doing that to sort of build relationships. But now that he actually have to deal with this fool, this dude's just the whole clown. But now he has to deal with these women talking constantly, like about nothing, and he's just stuck there, and he can't take it anymore. He's losing his mind. They literally would not stop talking. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would start cursing some people out. I just patience is great. If I have to be patient, I will, but I have to walk away and not be directly in the situation in order to deal with it. If I'm just there and I have to listen to them talk, it's just not gonna go good. So their tribe is having a little disharmony because everyone's getting annoyed with what the hell is it? Miriam. Yeah, they started out being annoyed, finding her annoying, but I guess now that the numbers are going down, they're getting even more annoyed with her. But she's in a good spot. She has an extra vote, I believe, and I think she has an idol. Yes, she has an idol as well. The Beware idol. As soon as it gets activated, she has an immunity idol and an extra vote. So I'm just saying, hate her all you want. She is playing the game pretty good so far. The just this whole episode was just people just arguing. This is funny. This guy, I guess I didn't notice initially, but they kind of it they kind of brought it to the spotlight this episode. This guy, the one that pretty much dislocated his shoulder the very first episode in the very first competition they had, he's been sitting out of challenges because of that. Well, at least that's the excuse he used. He's like, he can't swim because of his shoulder and he can't do a bunch of stuff because of his shoulder. But then he goes out fishing. Didn't catch any fish. Went out fishing, swimming out in the ocean for a long time, spearfishing, came back empty-handed, and people are just looking at him like, you say you can't do challenges because you can't really swim because of your shoulder, and now you're swimming to go not catch fish. I'm just confused at how some of these people play this game. Well, you know what? It's probably a matter of his personality, not a matter of his gameplay. He just comes off as a like a sort of, damn, I can't even say the word. Sniveling, yes, that's what it is. Sniveling little type of person. It's just one of those guys that you'd say hi to, but you wouldn't want to be around for any extended period of time because they just kind of feel greasy, like they're just feeding you a bunch of nonsense. This guy, I don't know. Anyways, oh my God. And then we get to Drea and this guy. Apparently they're very tight and now working together very closely, and they're very closely aligned because he, for some reason, I think he was mentioned in the first episode or something, where he was talking about one of his biggest dreams was becoming Miss Universe, I think it was, and he couldn't do it because he's a boy. So he became a pageant coach because his mother was his idol, and he wants to coach strong women. So that's why he's working with Drea, because she's a strong woman and he wants to coach her. Anyways, they decided to go out idol hunting while everybody else was busy. There we go. There's Drea, freaking killing the game. Ooh, let me move that over here. Just killing the game. Drea, one thing she said in this episode that kind of annoyed me, she said, women can find idols too. We're just as good as men. In fact, we're better. Why do ladies do this? If men have a record, maybe you say 20 guys finding idols, 20 different men finding idols constantly. And then maybe 5 women found an idol and she's number 5. She would say they're better. It doesn't match up. You're just having, it's egotistical because it's unearned confidence. You didn't really accomplish anything special, and now you're saying you're better. Why do you think being arrogant is okay for you, but if a man was arrogant, you wouldn't like that? I don't know, this sexism thing. If it's not okay for someone else to do it, it shouldn't be okay for you to do it. I'm just saying, you're just constantly talking about trying to one up men and trying to be just as good or trying to be better. It's just like, we're not competing with you. Why are you competing with us? It's not necessary. You're already doing good in the game. Why are you doing this? As a player by yourself, you're already crushing it. Now you have what, 2 idols? Well, potentially 2 idols. One of them is a part, like 3-parter, where if she gets rid of the other 2 people, it becomes an idol. And she has an extra vote. She's already killing the game just as a player, regardless of gender, but then just making these gendered statements for no reason. I don't like that. I don't like that sort of nonsense. So, and we get to, so, oh yes, she found the last Beware idol. Their tribe, that blue tribe, was the only ones that haven't found their Beware idol yet. So now all 3 Beware idols have been found. So we get to the competition. We get to the competition, and immediately Miriam says her phrase, and then Drea says her phrase, and Mike, the fireman, he says his phrase. So now all Beware idols are now activated. They have their votes back, and they have an idol. So that was excellent. Excellent gameplay. Because Mike was hesitant about activating his. He was planning to just leave it until merge, which wouldn't have been a good plan. Because if he didn't have his vote, his game would just go up in smokes. But because the merge would just be way too far away. But at least he made the decision to activate it. So now all the Beware idols in play. And then we get to the competition. Oh, hold on. Yes, we get to the competition, and Jonathan, the big guy who is on the orange team, who's on the orange team, he was been pulling his team this entire time to win, mainly because he's just good. He's just that good. He might not be good at puzzles, but he's good at anything that's physical. So he's been just bulldozing and pushing his team forward. But then we get to this, and they put this freaking ridiculous human being on this part of the competition. I think you have to sort of do a puzzle to tie the ropes, like those 3 ropes right there. They're tangled up at the top, so you kind of have to untangle them by doing the puzzle. And this guy took forever on the puzzle, while every other team went through every part of the competition. And they were at the last part where they had to use the slingshot to kind of knock some targets down. And he's just holding up his entire team, and Jonathan is just losing it. He's just like waiting. He's back there with the rest of them, just waiting. And this guy is just holding up his entire team. Calm the whole time. Just calmly screwing up and not even going to try to rush and make up time. He's just like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. And just malazing around. He's just a lazy person. I mean, they had a winning streak this whole time, and then he just screws it up. So the team to win immunity, this immunity, the first immunity, because there's 3 of them, and there's going to be 2 immunities, and the first immunity get like all the prizes. I think they get food as well. So the blue team won the immunity, and it was because of him. He was the one shooting at the targets. Roxroy, the terrible social player, yeah, and they won mainly because freaking Jonathan wasn't able to get in the game because of that guy. But eventually he got it through, and the green team was sucking on the slingshot. You see, show you a little picture of them. It's a green team there, still struggling on the slingshot after the blue team already won. And Jonathan is finally getting into the game. The guy finally finished on that puzzle, and now he's collecting the sandbags to go start shooting. All right, they already had a head start, and they already knocked down one target. There's 3 targets, I believe, and he's just getting into the game. But being the badass that he is, he was able to pull it out for his team, and they won the second immunity. He is just sighing in relief, because if they went up for a vote, he would probably be in a bad spot. So it mainly because Miriam is very paranoid. Even though she's doing good in the game, she's a very paranoid person, and they've had a little friction because he's getting really annoyed by her, because she's constantly making everything small very big for some reason, and they're just having friction because of it. And she might do something and try to get rid of him. So he's playing every competition like he's playing for his life. So, man, it disappoints me, man, because he's so good, but I know just being so big and being good, people are going to vote him out. I want him to go far in the game, but there's not much you can do when you're that size. You can't even do a social play. You can't strategize with people, because they're going to be looking at you as the biggest. They're going to want to get rid of you. They're just going to lie to you. You can't even pull off blind sides, because people are going to be thinking of getting rid of you rather than working with you to get rid of someone else. Like, your whole social game is destroyed just from being that good at the physical part and being that big. It's sad. It's sad. That's why I would like for Survivor to put actual physically fit people in the people that can actually compete on the physical part, and it no longer becomes a crutch where. But I get they can't really do that, because they want to have a wider base audience to actually watch the show, so they have to diversify a little bit and just put all these everyday people that can watch the show and feel like they might be able to be on the show one day. So, but I don't know. That's just what I don't like about the competition. They're just the way it just cripples people that are actually good at things. You have to suck just to be able to get through in Survivor. You have to be bad. You have to be bad, and people not look at you as a threat. It just. So he won that for his team. That means green team is going to tribal council, and they're just going back and forth, and they're thinking about getting rid of him. Getting rid of him because he sucks. Even that competition that they just played, he sat out. He sat out again after going swimming, and people like not so subtly calling them out for it. They're like, "Oh, you were out there for a long time, huh?" He didn't pick up on the hint, and he still sat out the competition again. What can you do? All right, so they're kind of shopping it back and forth. Which one is it going to be? And then I think the Asian dude, I can't remember his goddamn name, he suggested they split the votes between what the hell is that girl's name? Shanae, whatever her name is, and Mike and Daniel, that guy that I just showed you. Names are really whooping my ass. And you get these two. They got sent away to the little island there. I think her name is Lydia, and that's Roxroy. Those two got sent out to the island to make that choice of of whether or not to protect their vote or risk their vote. And I'm just going to skip through that part. They both chose to protect their votes, so no one won anything. It was a useless trip where they just talked about their personal life. Right. So they get the tribal council. Daniel's really trying to charm things up. He's trying to make friends with Mike to get Mike on his side. There you go. There he is, just talking Mike up. He's talking about they're going to be really good friends even after this game and everything. Trying to get that vote, and then she's the other one that's possibly up, and they're the ones that they're splitting the votes between, and she called him out on it. It was a very interesting tribal council. I'm not sure why, but when they actually got to the votes, she actually didn't take her shot in the dark. I thought she was gonna do that, which would possibly give her a chance to like be safe, but she didn't. She actually voted. But in the end, it came down where the votes were split 2-2 between her and Daniel, because she voted for Mike. 5 people voting. 2 people voted for her. Two people voted for goddamn Daniel, and she was and Daniel was one of the people that voted for her. I think Mike also voted for her, and Lydia and the Asian dude both voted for Daniel, which left her voting for Mike, which makes no sense. Why would she? You up to possibly get evicted and you vote for Mike? So then the votes were split. It became those 2 couldn't vote and they had to revote. And in the revote, they voted out Daniel, because when Mike asked who voted for him, she immediately like, oh, I don't know. She just asked like she didn't know what happened. I don't understand it. Was that a ploy? Did she feel so safe that she would do that? I don't do that to get into people's heads. I don't know what that move was about. I don't know. It's some of these people, I think they're playing good games, and then others, they're just trying stuff, just making random moves for no reason. But right now, if I have to give my assessment, I would say in the lead to win is Drea, with pretty much every prize you can possibly win so far. She's got it. You got that first little token that can become an individual immunity idol if the other 2 people that have it are voted out. She has the extra vote, and she also has the immunity idol from the Beware idol that is now activated. She has everything, and she's in a good spot in her tribe, even though she made a couple of mistakes trying to start an all-girls alliance, which backfired on her. But she's in a good spot with her tribe. So she's in the lead right now for winning this game. And second would be what is her name? Miriam. She's very annoying. She's friendly to people. Her social game is backfiring because her natural personality is just kind of very on all the time, just kind of, yeah, just annoying. But she's doing well in the game. Her alliance is kind of, they're kind of winning, and they're not going to tribal council. So she's in a good place, and she would be second. And I don't know if there's a third. I don't know if there's a third right now. I mean, Mike has an immunity idol, but that's it. He's not really in a good place in his tribe. Someone just freaking voted for him for no reason when she was already in danger. And the one I'm rooting for is Jonathan, big dude. I'm hoping he does well. I'm hoping he stays in the game, but he's probably gonna get voted out. But anyways, that's it for episode 5. Till the next one.